After living in Thailand as long as I have, it's become pretty apparent that being here doesn't necessarily just change where you live. It has a tendency to kind of change how you think. And honestly, when it comes to a lot of these different ways at, looking at life, it kind of makes you realize that we've got quite a few things backwards in the West. Now, of course, most people are coming to Thailand for the beaches, the cheap beer, but the reality is if you're here long enough, Thailand's going to teach you some lessons, whether you signed up for them or not. How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing well. So yesterday, as I was sitting having my coffee, I started to do a little reflection. I think that's good to do every once in a while. Look at the way you're looking at things, how you're responding to stuff. And I've come to notice that there's quite a few different things when it comes to the way I think about things since I have been in Thailand. Now, everybody talks about the culture and how, you're going to have culture shock when you get here. And that's true. But for the most part, I don't think a lot of people realize how much of this will actually change as soon as you spend a decent amount of time here. Now, this is especially true if you're going to be living here, but even if you come here for just a few weeks, you'll probably notice that, of course, things are just way different. Thai people and the country as a whole has a different way of looking at a lot of things that we deal with every day in life. So in today's video, I'm going to go over a few of those things. And I have a feeling if you listen long enough, quite a few of these things you'll find apply to your own life, your own mentality. So make sure you stick it out through the entire video because who knows, maybe you'll realize that Thailand is the right place for you. Now, one of the first things that I noticed when I got here, one of the major differences, especially when you're comparing it to the way we look at things in the West. In a nutshell, most Thai people have a very different outlook on what success means. If you're coming from America, I'm sure we all kind of hold ourselves to this standard, your friends groups, your girlfriend's parents, however you want to put it. Oh, do you have the nice house? Do you have the good job? Do you have the fancy car? Do you have the cute girlfriend? Now, this isn't to say that that doesn't exist in Thailand as well. Materialism is a thing everywhere. Everybody likes fancy stuff. But if you take a look around, hopefully when you come here, you'll make some Thai friends. One thing that you tend to notice is most people are just very content with what they do have, and they're not counting themselves as a failure because of the things they don't have. For me, this has been great. I know it's probably the same with you. We are all our own worst critics. So when you come to Thailand, you make some Thai friends. It's really refreshing to just be around people that are just happy with what they do have. Another thing that you will absolutely notice after spending a decent amount of time here is Thailand's culture. And these ideas that we're going to be talking about today, the way that people think things, it is just ingrained. It is going to be like that, and it is going to stay like that. Now, especially compared to America, don't get me wrong. I think it's great that America is a melting pot. We've got a little bit and then all the best people from all over the world. But when it comes to Thailand, there was never any colonizing. Thailand has done its own thing forever. And I think it's really cool to see the line has been grayed between culture, beliefs, religion, whatever you want to call it. It's just, I think you could talk to a lot of Thai people, and even the ones that are like, oh, well, I'm not really a practicing Buddhist, or I don't go to temple or anything like that. But you will notice all these things, the way they think about life, the way they, treat their families and the people around them. It has just become ingrained in the way that people operate. I think that's really cool. If you have never read up on any Buddhist beliefs, I highly suggest you do that. At least for myself, there are a lot of things in there that I tend to agree on. And in America, granted, America is much bigger. It's just a lot more people from all over the world. One of the things I love most about Thailand is when it comes to quite a few things, everybody is just kind of on the same page. And for me, that's been awesome because it's kind of just helped to restore faith in humanity a little bit, especially when it comes to the current culture in America. It can be very easy to get disheartened, but I'll be the first one to tell you, it's not like that everywhere. Now, a huge lesson that Thailand continues to teach me pretty much every day that has been very, very good for me. Granted, I'm still working on it. I got a long way to go, but that is just a cold-hearted lesson in patience. So I have a tendency to get very impatient. I'm one of those people that if I have an idea in my mind about how something's going to go or how something should work, as soon as things start to get away from that, it's very easy for me to get frustrated. So if you have a trouble with patience, one thing that's nice about coming to Thailand, even though it might not feel nice in the moments when you're dealing with it, is it's going to kind of force you to just deal with that and be okay with things. Sabai, everything's chill. It's not that big a deal. I feel like a lot of people in America are kind of high strung, like we got to go, 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 go. Thailand is not on that wave at all. I've really gotten better at kind of just slowing down, taking a look around, appreciate what's going on. This goes across the board. You're going to be going to places, you're going to be dealing with things, you're going to have an idea of how it should go, and it's not going to go that way. Or, your bus is going to be late, or your train, or whatever, or things that are supposed to open at 10 aren't open at 10, so it's messed up your plan for the day. You are for sure going to run into this all the time. But when you take a look around and you see how the Thai people are reacting to it, it can really help you realize, like it has for me, that's like, hey, is this really that big of a deal? Is it really worth being this frustrated about? Is it, really gonna ruin your life that now you gotta wait an extra half hour for something? We said it's kind of a bummer in the minute. You're probably not gonna enjoy it as it's happening, but I think, for us as humans, it's a really good thing to learn. Now, another thing that Thailand will for sure force on you, I think a lot of countries, if you're moving to a new place, will help you accomplish this. And it's one of those situations, when you're getting ready to go somewhere, especially if you're planning on moving to a new country, you're just thinking of all the cool stuff, how awesome it's gonna be. And yes, there's tons of that, but especially when it came to me, how I was looking at coming to Thailand, of course, there's things you're not gonna understand. There's things you're gonna have no idea about until you get here and you actually have to deal with them. And a really nice thing about that, something Thailand has bestowed upon me in my time here, is kind of just forcing you out of your shell, especially when you're moving to a new country. If you don't know anybody, you don't know how the systems work, you don't know how day-to-day problems are gonna go, you don't really know how to deal with stuff, you're dealing with language barriers, all this stuff. But when you're in a new country, essentially by yourself, you have no choice. It's gonna be one of those things where it forces you out of your shell, it forces you to be more self-sufficient. You're not gonna always have that, phone call to make to have somebody help you out, or you're not gonna know somebody who knows somebody's brother that can get things done for you. A lot of the time, you don't have a choice unless you just want to shrivel up in your condo and call it a loss, especially if you're planning on moving to Thailand, or probably any new country for that matter. If you're one of those people that kind of gets anxiety about things you don't understand, or there's situations you just try to avoid because it's not going to be fun for you, you're not going to be able to do that in Thailand. You're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to, bite down on your mouthpiece, as we used to say, and just go in swinging. And it's a good thing to know what you're capable of. Dealing with some crazy stuff that you feel like you cannot deal with, and then you come out the other side of it, there's nothing like a little bit of self-confidence. Thailand has an amazing tendency to kind of humble people. Pretty much no matter where you're from, no matter what your background is, if you walk into Thailand thinking you've got it figured out and everything's gonna be all good and it's gonna be smooth sailing the entire way, you are in for a very rude awakening. So I'm so thankful at this point that I didn't think about it too much. Now I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm getting past a lot of that stuff, which has been great for me. I'm so thankful for you having this channel, these videos, the comment sections. I don't think you guys realize how much you guys interacting with the videos and talking about your experiences can really make things easier for me. Misery loves company. If you did make it this far in the video, thank you so much for hanging out. And I want to hear from you in the comment section. What is a lesson that Thailand has kind of smacked you around with? Something that you didn't realize you need to work on? I would love to hear from you down below. But that is all for me now. It is an absolute thunderstorm, so I'm going to be stuck here all day editing this video for you. Once again, thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you later. Have a great day.